approval.
You're the expert. You're the expert. But that's a bad thing. I'm just going to say. What is up, guys? Welcome in to the DNVR Nuggets Pregame Show. Ahead of the Nuggets and Heat tonight. We are presented, of course, by DraftKings Sportsbook. Use code DNVR when you sign up. Great time to sign up with DraftKings Sportsbook. I'm Harrison Wind, hosting tonight alongside a group of pretty good-looking fellas.
Hey.
Pretty good-looking guys.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm a fella.
Yeah.
Wait, were you including me?
You're in the you're on the show, so yeah.
Look at me.
To my left, Brendan Vogt.
Feeling good, guys. Feeling good. I'm ready for a positive night. Got my smoothie in. Went for a run today, which is very rare for me. So, big positive vibes incoming. We're all good over here.
Vibes are good. Vibes are good. At the end of that sofa, superstar Dev Johnson of local TV fame.
Oh, boom goes the dynamite. Let's turn the page, man. Like, we're not gonna be all depressed. Like, let's be happy. Like, we still get to watch Nikola Jokic. We get to watch our team, the Denver Nuggets. And there's no point of being sad. Like, let's just see how it goes from here.
Which team does Nikola Jokic play for?
The
Denver Nuggets. All's
Our
well.
team.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Our team.
Also of local Denver sports fan fame, Eric Weedham.
That's me, guys. Can you believe Adam took tonight off? What a coward.
Yeah, he's already talking shit in the chat, too. I see you.
The biggest emotional letdown, Adam's like, oh, it's vacation time. I'll let you guys deal with this. Thanks, Adam. Appreciate it.
Hey, Eric, go fall on this spear. Sharpened it for you real nice.
All right, so we actually have a lot to get to on this pregame show. I feel like a lot of hosts just say that before every show.
Yeah.
But we actually have a lot to get to. Let's start with game notes. The Heat are in town tonight. Jimmy Butler, I heard, is playing. What else do we need to know here?
Yeah, so the Heat, Goran Dragic, Victor Oladipo are both ruled out for this game. Jimmy Butler is available. Assume that means he will play. For those who don't know, he tweaked his ankle a bit last night. Heat on the second game of a back-to-back here, so you know how much Butler plays up in the air, but he's available tonight. On the Denver Nuggets side of things, the injury report, you know what it looks like. Shaq Harrison still not with the team. Jamal Murray torn ACL. That's going to be a bummer. We'll just say that one time, and then we'll skip it for the rest of the...
I'm just not looking forward to seeing that on the injury report.
Yeah, we'll just leave that implied for the next
What are you guys even
months.
talking about? I've moved on.
There we go.
You're right. The theme of this
What are we
pregame is
we're
we're getting
talking about old
optimistic.
stuff, man.
So, yeah.
So Harrison, I'm still looking to find Denver Nuggets starters tonight, but we can't. Oh, here we go. They're out. Monte Morris, Will Barton, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, and Nikola Jokic. This coming on the heels of Malone's pregame comments in which he told us that minutes restriction, getting a more lenient for Monte Morris. He'll have a longer rope tonight, and it looks like he's going to go with the starters.
Okay, so Monte Morris in with the starters. I thought that was going to be the move. Vogt and I did a show yesterday right after the Murray news came out, and we both kind of felt like it was going to be Monte Morris. I feel like that's the right choice. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I think that they was already going with Monte. That was the next guy up, and they proved it. Right when he got off of an injury, he gets put right back into the starting lineup and part of the rotation. He's their guy. Like, he's the Nuggets guy. But he also, like, told Coach Malone, like, hey, I want to get with that unit and get ready, for the playoff run and just get some, like, type of rhythm going. But now he has to step up. He has to be a part of this. So, I mean, that's going to, like, work on the flows and getting everybody involved. And you already know what you're going to get with Monte. Yeah. You're going to get, like, control. You're going to get a player that's a high IQ player that, like, really, like, gets the flow of the offense going. So, I mean, it's the right move.
Yeah, well, it certainly makes more sense than Facu at the starting point guard position. I'm really curious to see how the Denver Nuggets operate now. In that, like, presumably we've hit the end of the two-man game. Like, unless maybe they have a little bit of it between Jokic and Monte. I don't know. We'll have to see what it looks like. But to me, by my estimation, this is the beginning of the third season for the Denver Nuggets. First season, us trying to work in 7 new players, kind of a disaster, not that fun. Vibes were terrible.
Yeah.
Second season, Aaron Gordon comes on. We're the championship favorites, invincible, vibes immaculate. Third season, picking up the pieces. We're starting over, baby. Let's go.
Fresh start, new stage of the season for sure. I definitely agree with that. Anything that stand out from Mike Malone's pregame remarks?
Obviously very emotional for Jamal, and talked about how emotional it was for Jamal, for him to sort of talk to Jamal about this.
Yeah.
The team has his back. They're going to be there for him. But Malone very quickly shifted, not too quickly, but quickly shifted from
How quickly?
apologetic to Murray to like the task at hand. And he said, look, his message to his guys is is it 18 games left for
I think
Denver?
19.
19?
Yeah.
I think he said 18, but it's 19.
Maybe it is 18.
Oh, boy. Fact check time. Kale.
Either way. And so they have to regroup and find a way to recognize the opportunity at hand. Look, guys, it's going to be harder, but from the Denver Nuggets, they will and should look at this like the West is still winnable. That job starts today.
I think that's a good point by Malone, because an injury of this magnitude to a guy like Jamal Murray, it's stunning. Like, I'm sure you guys felt it over the last couple of days, and we're not even on the team. But
First off, we are on the team.
Yeah,
we're on the
sure,
extended team.
No, we're not.
But it's stunning, man. And like, there's a state of shock that I'm sure some of the guys have been in over the last couple of days. And now Malone's right. It's all about refocusing. Got 19 games left. We've still got a really good team. We just got to trudge ahead. So.
And he did say, a lot of this responsibility, what you're describing, it's going to fall on Jokic's shoulders. Mm-hmm. They're going to need him to be there every night. He talked about how, really what we're all seeing, that the whistle's starting to get to Jokic a little bit. Caught himself and said, of course, it's understandable. But as the MVP, which he believes Jokic is, it's his burden now to just sort of push through. He's got to be that guy from a body language, mindset and play standpoint. They need him at his best.
Yeah. It's a big opportunity for him, Jokic. I want to save it for our Let's Get Optimistic section, but a big stretch, I think, could be coming for the Joker. The other news of the day that I want to get to on this pregame, it seems like Austin Rivers is going to be a Denver Nugget very soon. That seems like it could be official, like maybe tomorrow. I don't know, but we talked about it, I think, on the last pregame show. It was rumored that the Nuggets could be going after him. I think when this Jamal Murray news happened, that might have expedited the process, and Austin Rivers is looking at Denver and saying, oh, now there's an opportunity for me to go there and play. What are your feelings on Austin Rivers here?
I mean, Austin Rivers is a guy that has been a starter in this league for a very long time. He was recruited by and then also rejected by his own father in LA, so that doesn't bode well for him. But, I mean, he is a starting caliber player that's sort of out there and available.
He started 151 games.
Yeah,
in his career,
I mean, obviously, there's no replacing Jamal Murray, particularly in this specific team, this offense. But, I mean, it is nice to have a veteran that's not an over-the-hill veteran coming in to sort of like, maybe calm some nerves and maybe bring a little calm if things aren't going well. But we're talking about buyout market guys at this point in time. I really don't know how much of a needle mover you can find. I can't imagine there's really anybody. But, of the guys that were mentioned, Troy Daniels, he and who was the other
Gerald
guy?
Green.
And Gerald Green.
Pretty forgettable. Don't worry about that.
Austin Rivers easily the cream of that
so
crop.
bad.
So
bad.
I mean,
so
I don't know.
Dev?
I mean, I think it just makes the most sense now. And also, Austin Rivers is a bucket. He really is. Like, he's a player that you could put into that second unit, and he knows how to operate off of the bench. Like, he's not only a veteran, but he's a second unit veteran.
Mm-hmm.
He understands that he has to be the guy to score. And when you look at the Nuggets lineup and having to make all these adjustments, they're going to need scoring in that second unit. They're going to need somebody that can get everyone going, and he's a player that's proven that he can do that. He has like the ability to just explode on certain nights where he's putting up huge numbers. He's a change of pace guard that they really don't have a player that fast, especially getting rid of R.J. Hampton. So he adds that type of like I wouldn't say athleticism, but like just that burst of speed that you just need. And also he's been there before. Like, he's a player that is respected throughout the league. Everybody knows who he is, and that's not only because he's Doc Rivers' son. Like, he's proven himself throughout the years, and he's done it, and he's been there. So I personally like the Austin Rivers pickup. It just makes sense, especially when you look at the market, like you guys were saying.
Yeah.
I'm going to push back a little. Look, in his career, typically a bench guy. Eric's right that he has started. For some seasons, he's started for most of the year. Typically a bench guy, and 9.1 points per game in his career, 41% from the field, 35% from three. So he can score, he can shoot, but I feel like he gets that label almost by default because that's sort of how you think of him.
He's kind of a gunner.
Kind of a gunner. But is he a good one? Not necessarily. So, look, like, to be frank, for him to still be on the buyout market at this point in the year, that tells you enough. This is not plan A, B, C, or D for Denver.
No.
But we've talked about trying to find a way to get a pop with that bench, something to change the dynamic with that group. And I think looking at who's left, who's available, Rivers makes the most sense.
Yeah, though, to be fair to him, like, as far as the buyout market is concerned, I mean, he's coming from Oklahoma City, who is in just full burn it down and build it back up mode. They don't want to have any salaries that they're paying to guys that aren't going to be helping them move forward. So it's not, I mean, it's a knock against them, but it's not the same as like a championship caliber team decided they didn't want his help anymore, So yeah. He's not like a buyout caliber player.
Well, it seemed like the Bucks were really interested in him a while ago, and then that kind of died down, and then Denver acted and scooped him up. So there was a title contender who reportedly was interested in him. So he's not just like a throwaway guy, I don't think.
Especially with Oklahoma City. Like, didn't they just make the decision to like not let Al Horford play for the rest of the
season? Wasn't he with the Knicks?
Exactly.
Like,
they're not interested in winning.
Yeah, they don't want
right?
anything to happen. Like he was in a spot that they don't want it. Like, Al Horford is a player that a lot of teams will just take right now. Like, that's just where like the trajectory is with them. So yeah, he's not a throwaway player, but he's also not a player that the Nuggets want to come in and change their organization.
No,
like, he's
not.
just an extra piece that they're going to use at times. And I think that's where people need to realize is this is not the hope. He's not coming in as the hope to change everything for the Nuggets. Like, he's coming in because it fits a spot that they need someone to be there. You know?
My two notes on Austin Rivers: 45 career playoff games. I think that would be third on the Nuggets behind Paul Millsap and JaVale McGee. And also, he was drafted to New Orleans in 2012. Tim Conley was the assistant GM in New Orleans in 2012, the year before he took the Denver job. So there's some familiarity there. So yeah, we'll see. I think that could happen pretty quickly here. Let's move on. Let's get optimistic, guys. Let's get optimistic. Let's turn a new leaf from the events of these last couple days. Because as the great philosopher Jay-Z once said, it was all good just a week ago.
All good just a week ago.
I actually think he's a rapper, but good guess.
Philosopher, rapper.
Oh, okay.
Either way. But yeah, let's get optimistic. I kind of want to go around and just say some things that we're feeling optimistic about this team right now, because I think there's a lot that could come out of the rest of the season, this playoff run as well. I'll start. I'll probably take the obvious one. Sorry. I'm very excited to see what the next month and what this playoff run looks like for Michael Porter Jr.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
I told you it was the obvious one. Because he's going to have the opportunity to really take center stage, I think, as the number one guy next to Nikola Jokic in this Nuggets offense. And it's not just even about the touches he's going to get, the increased field goal attempts he's going to get. It's also a little bit about his role, too, because we're probably going to see him like handle the ball and pick and roll more, I would maybe think. Like, initiate stuff more, act more as a playmaker. I'm excited to see what he has in his bag in that regard and just kind of see how he responds to more responsibility, because he's definitely going to have it. So I'm very excited about this next month and this upcoming playoff run from MPJ. Very just looking forward to how he handles it.
Yeah, and, for me, Jokic, sorry to take the next most obvious one.
Unbelievable.
Just that first third of the season, we saw him at a level we've never seen him before, because the Nuggets needed that from him in a way they hadn't. And we're going to be closer to that again. I mean, still a very good team, guys, even without Murray.
We have a big three.
But it's still going to be, it's more than it was. It's going to be Jokic needs to take and make some of those shots. He was being aggressive like he was to start the year. I'm very excited what it looks like, and if this in a way can help him sort of close out this MVP campaign, because Denver's going to need to lean on him.
Right. He can lock in the MVP over the next 2 weeks. He can absolutely cement himself as the MVP if he takes Denver on just a little bit of a run over these next, 5, 6, 7 games or so. Dev, what are you optimistic about right now?
What I'm optimistic about is just the opportunity for the next man up. Like, there's a lot of players that everyone has wanted to see get a bigger role, and to see who actually does things with that role. You have a new player in Aaron Gordon that comes over, and he is he's proven himself defensively, but we haven't got to see him actually step up and be a part of the offense or, like a huge part of the team. Also, you have Monte Morris, who we all think is really good, but now he gets to prove it on the national stage where it's like he is the focus. He is the guy that's putting it all together. You bring in Facu, and this is the reason that you bring in Facu for the backup point guard depth, and you just want to see what he brings and what's there. So I think just the opportunity of who's gonna step in, who's gonna be the guy that takes over. And I think that's super exciting. Is there anything left for you?
So I was just going to say, so you took MPJ, you took
That's
Jokic,
correct.
and then you took every other player on the Nuggets.
right,
You
yeah.
actually did
So
take
who am
everybody.
I?
There's a guy for you. I'm telling you.
I'm interested to see. I want to see Aaron Gordon specifically. I want to see Aaron Gordon that is the Aaron Gordon that came into the league, was a top 10 pick, that was a rightful dunk champion, 2 times decorated, even though I never got it. I just want to see what this man can do. He came in highly touted. He's been great for us, but he hasn't been flashy. He hasn't been really, and by necessity. I mean, he's coming into a place where formerly there was a big 3. There was a clear pecking order. So now, obviously, next man up, Aaron Gordon becomes, in my mind, vitally important. And we actually need his scoring. We don't, I'm very curious to see if he's going to just continue to sort of hang out around the outside of the 3-point line, and if the shots he's going to be getting are open 3-pointers, which is not what he should be taking.
Yeah.
I really hope that it shifts to more him playing that dunker role, a lot more slashing, and I really want to see how he and Michael Porter Jr. play off of Nikola Jokic when you don't have the Jamal Murray and he playing that 2-man game and then kicking it out to either of them if nothing's happening. So I want to see how it evolves. I'm very optimistic though. The Nuggets have really good players still.
Yeah.
The only question we have is the same question we had, which is just, is this bench unit going to be able to figure it out so that they can actually allow the starters to take time off and have it not be like you're just holding your breath in a fire, right?
Yeah.
So, screw you guys for trying to lampoon me, but that's what I'm Aaron Gordon. Let's
Well,
go.
it's good because some of what you said there is part of my take about how the Nuggets will look post Jamal Murray. I think that offensively they're going to be fine, actually. I think they're still going to score.
Yep.
I think they still can be a top 5 offense. I actually think the ball's going to get popping more with Monte Morris in the lineup. How about that? I'm not worried about them offensively. I think there's enough guys that they can call on to score more. Maybe some of that's Gordon. Maybe, some of that's PJ Dozier and Monte Morris. So I'm with you in some of that too. Another reason I'm feeling positive, or just something I'm looking forward to, that doesn't have to do with any specific player. The Nuggets as underdogs. The Nuggets as underdogs. Fraud City might be making a little return here.
We had a little 8-game reverse of fortunes, and here we are right back where we feel most comfortable.
Nobody is going to pick the Nuggets to do anything in the playoffs.
I'm picking them.
Besides the people on this show.
Yeah, don't listen to me.
Nobody is going to take them to win their first round series. That's when they thrive. They flourish in that underdog role. When they were down 3-1 against Utah, when they were down 3-1 against the Clippers, that's when they really relaxed. Like Nikola Jokic said that's when we just relaxed and just started playing our game.
So true.
So I want to see them embrace that underdog role again, and I'm sure they will.
What did Jokic say to the media before the second Game 7 down against the Clippers? He said, "We do not have any pressure."
Exactly.
And Jokic particularly, I think, is at his best when it's like, all right, let's just go play some basketball today then. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. I didn't like what that big market energy made us.
It was uncomfortable,
Who we became.
I gotta say.
Smug Life it just didn't sit
Eric,
well
that
with
was like
us.
a one-man ship that you built yourself, got at the wheel, let down the sail.
It was the right move until it wasn't. But I just didn't like what it made us. I didn't recognize myself. This is where we belong.
It really feels more comfortable.
Down looking up. That's where we're
I
at.
am excited to see Monte with the starters. Look, obviously,
me too.
you'd rather see Jamal. It's not a more so thing. But I think you made a good point. It's a little less of that 2-man and a little less of that dynamic stuff, but maybe more traditional floor generalship. Let's get this ball moving. Let's get the ball popping. Monte is a very, very good traditional point guard, and Jokic plays well alongside that type.
Yeah. Now, let me be clear. I'm not worried about the offense in the regular season. The offense in the playoffs, I am a little worried about.
Sure.
Because that 2-man game is just so money. Let's move on. Introducing a new segment on the pregame show. It is
What could it be?
the Clutch Meter.
The clutch meter.
The Clutch Meter. It's coming. I think it's
I've
coming.
been-
There it
I've been
is. There's the clutch meter.
You know who's not? You know who's not going to be featured on this? Kale. That was not a clutch performance just now.
That was a very Paul George in Game 7-esque performance right there.
Leave Kale alone.
So here's the clutch meter. On one end, we've got side of the backboard PG. On the other end, we've got the MVP of the league and the best closer in the league.
That's playoff P.
There he is. That's Pandemic P right there.
Yeah,
Pandemic
P. So what we are going to do here, because obviously, look, Jamal Murray, along with Nikola Jokic, one of the clutchest players in the league, he's taken and made game-winning shots for Denver before. We need somebody to replace him. We need somebody to replace him at the end of games in that clutch lineup for Denver. So I will nominate one player first.
Oh, I like how every time that there's a finite number of players, you go first. All right, go ahead.
This is what I get to do when I take over the show.
This is what this is like. Wow, this is just like just taking on Adam's bullying to a new level. All right, go ahead.
I am going to nominate Monte Morris.
Oh!
I'm going to nominate Monte Morris for the clutch meter. And I don't think we have numbers on there, but I'm going to put him at about...
It looks like there's 5 bars.
Oh, is there? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10? No? Okay. I'm going to put Monte Morris at about a 7.5.
Oh, 7.5.
Put Monte Morris at about a 7.5.
Sure, that's probably right.
So the thing about Monte is he's always on the floor at the end of the first quarter, at the end of the third quarter. He hits a ton of shots
He so does.
on that final possession of those 2 quarters. I mean, if he can hit them then, I know it's a little more high leverage at the end of games, but I'm comfortable, with the ball in his hands and the game on the line. If he's got to go into a pick and roll with Nikola Jokic, if he's got to execute a play, I'm comfortable with Monte Morris in the clutch. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I agree with you. I feel like I should say who I like right here.
Oh, that's nice.
This is my turn to shine. There's a guy on there that I feel like is like the best player on the team. He seems to be the best player in the entire league.
Okay.
You can call me MVP. MVP where that Jokic guy is. I
Oh,
want to put
wow.
him right
That's his
So
given
you're
name.
saying MVP is at Jokic level.
Yeah, MVP is at
impressive.
Jokic level. Like, he's literally at the top. He's one of the best.
You can't get more clutch than
I don't
MVP.
think that you could get more clutch than that. And
Man,
also, like,
Tef really
what
went
a
on
take,
a
dude.
limb
What a
on that
take.
one, yeah.
I mean, you guys brought me on for a reason. I'm out here doing what
What
I'm
a
supposed to be
take.
doing, man.
Yo, I have no idea what to do with
Yeah,
the
you
rest
guys
of
can
these
duke
4.
it out for the rest of these 4.
Yeah. All right. Aaron Gordon, I have no clue, like literally at all, what he looks like in clutch situations. Thrill, I think I'm going to put Thrill at that notch next to Paul George. He's above side of the backboard. I think Thrill's a great player in spurts. He can hit some timely threes in clutch time.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I also think sometimes he tightens up and tries to do a little bit too much.
Yeah.
All right, I know where I'm going. I'm going for one Michael Malone. And you know
Okay.
where we're putting him? He's Jokic level clutch.
What?
He makes mistakes during the year when it doesn't matter. But when his team is against the wall, he makes the right adjustments. He did it 2 series in a row. He did it down the stretch last year. He's not always like on top of it during the year, as like we've noted and everybody in the chat has noted. Like, they get mad at his in-game rotations from time to time.
Right.
But like when the adjustment needs to be made, he makes it. And he makes sure that his players are engaged.
He
that they
has
are-
made significant adjustments
He
in
absolutely
every
did.
single playoff series. that he's been in.
Absolutely. And people get mad because they wanted it to come sooner. Fine. But all the same, like, then when you're in a position where you need to be clutch, he has stepped up. He has made the right choice. He's made the right call. He's put his team in the right position to win. And when they have, let's go.
Yeah, the only clutch move I did not like from Malone, and I know I'm not criticizing Malone anymore. I've made the blood oath not to, but I don't like that Mason Plumlee subbed in for Nikola Jokic at the end of games over the last couple of years. I
That's
just didn't like it. I
Hey,
just didn't like it.
actually, Kale, help me out here. The comments called me out. I think they're right. Put Thrill in the middle, and I think Facu maybe can go where Thrill was.
So I was going to talk about Facu because Facu has probably been in more big games
Dude,
than anybody
That's
on
a
that
great
list.
point. That's a great point.
He has played
Yeah,
in
what are these takes,
gold medal
Brendan?
games. He has played in like European championships all over the world, all over Europe. So, I'm not as high on Facu just as an overall player as the rest of these guys, but I don't think he's going to feel like the moment's too big for him.
Man, look at Win. That's a great take. You talked me back into it.
Yeah, there we go. So that was fun. Clutch meter. Maybe we'll bring that back sometime.
Aaron Gordon, total question mark in this.
Yeah, we just don't know. We
It's
can put him in the
definitely a
middle.
question mark.
I'm hearing. I don't know if you guys have seen images on the internet. Does Gordon have the?
Cornrows, baby. Clutch AF, dude.
The cornrows
That's going to weigh
back.
heavily into
I
this
don't think
next.
he's lost with cornrows.
He's not.
No,
He's not.
And not a single good thing has happened. with the
Right.
afro.
It's been absolutely terrible. Like
So-
the whole
He's
time.
stuck
with the
there.
fro.
That's
He
good
has to keep him
self-awareness.
there.
That's good
He has
vision.
to have the
That's a good
Kawhi
point,
Leonard.
yeah.
Kawhi Leonard never changes his hair. He's had the Udonis Haslem braids for forever.
No, he's at the Kawhi Leonard braids.
He's at the Bookham from All About the Benjamin.
My favorite part about Kawhi Leonard is that everyone else in the world turned away from cornrows, and he just rode it out until they were popular again.
Yeah, I can't believe that there's a person in 2021 that still knows how to braid those type of cornrows.
They're back, baby.
It's
You
like
know.
Reggie.
All right. Let's start making some money here. Let's move on to the final segment of tonight's pregame. Fire up that DraftKings Sportsbook app on your phone. Superstar Dev Johnson is going to make us some money
It's
here.
time to take the money.
Let's see what we got here. The line for this game tonight is
-5.
Nuggets -5.
Nuggets -5.
Nuggets
It started at
-5.
4.5. Then there was the news about Jimmy Butler. It went up to Nuggets -6.
That made Denver even more of a favorite
It is now at
somehow.
-5. So I think that they have the idea that he is going to play a little bit, not too much, because it didn't make a big change.
Yeah,
I don't like lines.
we know that.
I really am not good at those lines. What do you guys feel about the lines?
Dude, I think Denver blows them out of the water tonight. I think it's an
love it.
emotional response game, and I think the Heat
Yeah, dude.
are where Denver was 2 days ago, which is just exhausted.
Yeah, I think Denver wins tonight by more than 5-2. Another reason I'm optimistic, I think this can be like a galvanizing moment for the Nuggets. Let's do it for Jamal. Like I could see that kind of galvanizing everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dev, any player props sticking out to you on this Wednesday night?
I mean, there's a few that really do stand out. I feel like them putting Michael Porter Jr. at only 19.5 is a mistake. I really do think it's a mistake on their end. With Monte in the starting lineup, it doesn't matter if it was Monte or if it was Facu. Now the points have to go somewhere. We know that they like to feed their big man, so I do think Jokic at over 44.5 on his points, rebounds, and assists is that's like my lock of the night.
Okay.
What I am going to take. But I think that Michael Porter Jr. at 19.5 is just too easy. Like, he scores so effortlessly that, like, I don't understand why it's not higher. So I'm going to also lock in the 19.5.
Lock it in.
So I do like those two. Another lock that I really, really like.
The ultimate lock.
Shock, some.
Oh, God. Who is it?
Bam
Bam
Adebayo.
Adebayo?
No.
Oh, Tyler Hero?
Kendrick Nunn.
Kendrick
His points,
Nunn.
rebounds, and assists is only 19.5.
Can you believe it?
Hold on.
Kendrick Nunn.
He's at 19.5, and Dragic is not playing tonight, so he really has to be the guy. Like, they don't really have many other
Man,
options.
if he's trying to get that over, I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm going to put none units on
Yeah, I was
that.
just going to
Yeah.
say
Nice.
that's the
That was
exact
good.
number
I
of
like
units
that.
I'm putting on. None. You didn't talk about the real lock of the night, the true lock of the night.
What
What's
is it?
that?
The true lock of the night is Michael Porter Jr. over 2.5 3-point shots. Michael Porter Jr. has shot in the neighborhood of, I believe, 40 shots, 3-point shots a night the last two. No, like he shot 11 one night. He shot 9 the
That's a
other.
good point,
He
yeah.
just didn't hit them.
He's got to
he-
break out of this slump eventually.
And he was shooting 50% before the last 2 nights.
He also knows that it's on him.
And
to
it's
score.
on him. His shots are not going to slow down. I'll tell you that much.
I actually like his points, rebounds, and assists at 29.5. I think that he's going to put in a lot more effort to just be around, to be like more active.
Yes.
And even if he's not making shots, he's still going to like assert himself in different ways because he knows the pressure is on him. I do like that one.
Thanks,
Bam Adebayo is on Jokic,
right.
so I could just push it off. I don't think he could guard him, but you could push it off onto Michael Porter Jr.
I'm on Jokic for triple-double tonight. I'm feeling it. It's only plus 150, but might throw a couple units on it. I like his assists, too, over 9.5. I like his rebounds, too, over 10.5. So I think a big Jokic night's incoming. He is playing Bam Adebayo, but I think a big Jokic night's coming. I think he wants to win this for Jamal.
Yeah.
I really think so.
I agree.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. Hopefully, Dev wins you some money, and we'll
If
talk
not,
about
Dude,
it.
it
on the postgame
starts.
show.
Tonight
Nobody
it
to blame.
starts. The
Yeah.
new season starts.
Let's
We're ready.
go.
Like the new incarnation of our beloved Denver Nuggets starts tonight. We're going to see what it looks like. We're going to see if they are defeated or if they are encouraged, if they want to rally, if this is important to them, if Nikola Jokic is interested in winning the MVP award. Like, a lot is going to be revealed tonight. The season is far from being over, and there's a lot more to find out. So I'm very excited. I really think the Nuggets are, like we've said, they're going to dig deep, and that when something happens that makes you really look inside and something real happens that you have to face, like, you find out who you are. And I believe in this Denver Nuggets squad.
Wow, I want to run through a wall.
Let's go!
These boys can play. These boys can play. This is not a sorry squad.
All right, throw a thumbs up before you guys head out. See you on the post-game show, guys.